Good Tuesday morning, East Tennessee. My name is David Aldridge, Chief Meteorologist at Captain AccuWeather, coming to you by way of the Captain AccuWeather Command Center. On behalf of Weigel's Fuel and Food that's fast, fresh, and friendly, here's a quick East Tennessee update. Got to tell you, though, a brand new product out at Weigel's. It's delicious. In fact, it's the iconic Southern dessert into a sippable treat, the all-new banana pudding milk. Go bananas for flavor, and it's only in stores for a limited time. Check it out, the all-new banana pudding milk. I've had 2 quarts of it in our Aldridge household, and we're about probably a quart and a half down. We're going to have to go back and get some more, but it's delicious. It's just better when it's fresh with Tennessee cows, farm to store in 24. Definitely want to check out the banana pudding milk. It is delicious, but I got to get to the important item for the weather because we're talking about the rain, and there's quite a bit of rain on this screen here. This is the ultimate Doppler radar. You can see all the green. That would be the light to moderate. It gets a little heavier where you see yellow right over Knox County, and maybe even heavier still around Harriman, Wartburg, into Morgan County. All of this is coming up from essentially the west and southwest. The winds are going to pick up even more so than they have so far. And as I've been warning on Facebook that this would be a good time to charge your phone, you may lose power like some of your neighbors already have. I'm looking at Sevier County. Keep in mind the winds are a lot stronger there in the higher hills, but they've had 1,500 power outages right now as of 6:30. This will update every 15, 20, 30 minutes or so. But it's interesting because about 100 in Claiborne County. We have 300 power outages right now in Cobb County and 200 in Blount County. Even looking down toward Monroe County, 600 without power. Cookeville, 200, 100 around, say, Fentress County. Again, we're just rounding up here, but this is probably just a start. This is the tip of the iceberg because I suspect we're going to find a lot more wind concerns heading into the afternoon and tonight. Later tonight, this is going to come in several stages as my preview members have been well advanced. They're in the know, and I encourage you to join us. We're easily found with the subscribe button at the top of our Facebook page and also at CaptainAccurate.com. So let me give you an idea of where we are right now. We're at 53 degrees. Now, if you were thinking we were in the low 40s last night, we were. But we jumped up about 10 degrees or so, and the winds were responsible. In fact, we have a 31-mile-an-hour gust. That's at the bottom there. But the sustained wind is out of the southeast at 16 miles per hour. Now, technically, looking at some notes here, I want to say good morning to you. I'm on both YouTube and Facebook. We had a 45-mile-an-hour gust just before midnight. So we've got a 45 on the books for what it was today. Yeah, the 8th. Yeah, that was Elvis's birthday yesterday. He turned 89, or would have turned 89, right? So anyway, Elvis's birthday, we had a 45-mile-an-hour gust, and I think we're 45 to 55 later today. But right now, it is currently 31 mile an hour for gusts. Oh, Needed97 says, good morning, a little damp today. Absolutely. He's on my YouTube channel, and if you're watching it on the big screen, I see a lot of folks look at us on YouTube and Facebook too. Melissa says, definitely soggy this morning. She's noting the heavy rain in Knoxville. Be safe. Everyone have, roads are starting to ponding water, and she's got her 2 cups of Weigel's coffee. Love that. Thank you, Melissa. Jeff says, good morning. Jeff Carell, good morning, Captain. Will we see some snow in Lenoir City this evening? I'd lower your expectations if you're in Lenoir City. Maybe a half-inch in spots, especially Northern Plateau. We'll talk about that before this is done. I'll be done here at the top of the hour. Fred says, good morning, David. Good day to see Weigel's coffee. Absolutely, Fred. Thank you for that. Wanda, that wind sure can blow hard now for some snow. I would see she's hoping for Team Snow. And Carrie Aguilar, one of my premium members, says, good morning. Hope everyone has a great day. Heart to her, as yesterday was her birthday. Well, happy belated birthday, Melissa. Carrie. I was thinking Melissa Silva, but Carrie had a birthday yesterday. Happy birthday to Carrie Aguilar. All right, so our temperatures have really rocketed, but not everybody is in the 50s. Look at Oak Ridge. You say, wait a minute. Oak Ridge is 45. That's right now. And Knoxville, McGee-Tyson's 53. So, well, that's a big difference. Yeah, well, that's like to the tune of 8 degrees. There's an 8-degree difference. And it's 50 in Madisonville and 45 in Crossville. So, again, temperatures are going to start in the 40s and 50s. We'll finish, I think, in Knoxville for a high around 58 as those winds will help surge even higher. Now, I do want to mention to you the wind advisories that you see here have been modified. I'm trying to keep up with 2 National Weather Service offices. They keep moving the goalposts as far as the expiration. Nashville was supposed to expire at midnight tonight. No. They saw the wisdom that I talked about with my preview members. Said this is going to happen late Tuesday night again. There's going to be another surge. So they have now expired the Nashville, we're talking Fentress, Cumberland County, 6 a.m. Central tomorrow morning. And what about Knoxville? Yeah, they went from 7 p.m. Tuesday. Now it's 7 a.m. Wednesday. Keeps changing. Yes, it does. I got a little bit of an extra blue box there on the bottom left, but that's okay. 30 to 40 is their expectation for Crossville, gusting 50 to 55. Gust to 45 for Knoxville, Anderson County, Roane, Lenoir City, Morristown. But then in places like Claiborne County, Hancock County, gusts around 50 miles per hour. But look, I've said multiple times since Sunday, I said, and even to my premium members, I said, they'll pull the trigger when they're really close. You couldn't have been any closer than 9:57 last night. That's when Knox County was alerted to a wind advisory. So if today's your trash pickup day, make sure it's secure, because otherwise your neighbors may have it in their yard, and I don't think you want your neighbors going through your trash by accident today or tonight. So take note, those wind advisories last till 7 a.m. tomorrow. High wind warning, up to 85 miles an hour. And this is probably accounts for why Sevier County already has 1,500 power outages, right? Their winds are going to be gusting close to 8. It's hurricane force gusts in the higher elevations. This runs till 7 o'clock tonight. And the wind speed, 16. You can see some gusts off the chart, right? Forget the sustained wind. Everyone's worried about the gusts. Those gusts of wind that you see in red are just gnarly in the higher terrain. And if you want to see an illustration of localized wind, there it is, right? We've got a 31-mile-an-hour gust. Not everybody's going to have that strong. Now, I do expect there will be surges. Models don't handle all this well, but focus on the red. This is 330, right? 330. I'm looking around Lenoir City because some of those red areas, you could easily have a gust that's 40, 45, 50, 55. I think that's going to be on the table because all it takes, a little bit of burst of wind, less than 5 seconds or so, oh, and then out goes the power, right? So we have to keep an eye on those wind gusts. But you'll notice even the models show red areas near Newport tonight, and then it really starts to subside around midday tomorrow. So if you're going to ask the question, when are these winds going to slow down? Midday tomorrow? Oh, no. You mean like tonight? Yes, and yes, we're going to have some wind because when that snow showers and flurries start to roll into town, it's also going to come with some wind. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense because we've got a lot to deal with between now and then. Meanwhile, you can see the wind gusts start to drop off quite a bit by tomorrow morning, but there's still quite a bit. Now, as far as the rainfall, we've had so far 1 inch of rain, 1.02, and 1 1/3 in Oak Ridge. These are Doppler estimates, but about 1.25 inches La Follette, Jonesville, about 3/4, Morristown, about 0.85, Tellico Plains, about 1 inch, and a little more than 1 inch in Athens. Oh, don't want to leave out Sevierville. I did see Sevierville there. Almost 2.5 in Sevierville. Crazy, right? Crazy amounts of rain. So between 1.5 and 2 is where we are. Most of this rain should be winding down between 2 and 3 p.m. in the valley. And then the sun's going to pop out. And that's when all the winds are going to get gustier again. I think the stronger wind gusts start to surge in here as soon as the sun pops out. So you might be thankful that the sun appears, but it's going to make it very, very tricky as far as the winds because they're going to really start. The transfer from up above will start to come down, and that momentum will be felt in East Tennessee with more power outages. That's my expectation. So it's a sloppy drive into work today, and it's going to be a pretty gusty afternoon once that sun pops out later today. So that's where I expect to be. Now, as far as the bigger picture, you can see Knoxville, lots of rain right now. 648, Morristown, Newport, pretty much covered in rain. But if you want to see snow, you don't have to go that many miles away. I do need to take away some gale warning. I'm not sure quite how I toggled that on. But you can see a lot of this moisture is coming up I-75. Look at Chattanooga. Look at the Southern Valley. It's all surging in here. And it changes over to snow, probably not far from Boone, North Carolina, and up into the mountains of West Virginia. We can see that. They've got flood concerns there. They had a pretty nasty situation with icing in Roanoke just a couple of days ago. And now it's snowing pretty hard near Pittsburgh and northward, and around Chicago and Detroit. So we've got more winter weather, more wind advisories, but winter is far from over. It's just getting started, folks. I know it's snowing in Kansas City. They got snow on the ground. I know it's snowing in Chicago. They already had snow on the ground. Is it any wonder that we're going to start to get onto the playing field? Because this is a very powerful storm system, and you can see it beginning to show signs of coming up from the south on this macro view. By the way, temperatures right now, I believe, yes, we've got 45 in Morristown. Rockwood not reporting, put a 46 there. That's estimated. 54 in Sevierville. So our temperatures are in the 40s and 50s, and our temperature change. You ready for this? It probably is a blowtorch. How much warmer are we right now compared to we were this time yesterday morning? We're 23 degrees warmer now than we were yesterday morning at 6. That's pretty impressive. I'd say pretty impressive indeed. I want to get to your comments because we got a lot to cover here at 6:50. I got 10 minutes to get through the rest of my maps, and I believe I could do it. But this is where we are. Current temperatures right now, 48 Chattanooga, 46 in Johnson City. Good morning to you. Were you expecting the wind? Of course you were. Were you expecting the rain? We talked about quite a bit of that last Friday. Liz, Underwood, school closings. That's I'm going to leave that to you all. You're going to be my spotters. If you're leaving a comment, let me know if your school's closed. Because I'm trying to keep track of the weather 7 days in advance. But I do know it's affecting schools. I've seen some hints of it in Cobb County and other places, Sevier County, but they are happening. Rebecca says, Rebecca Dean Standridge, someone cost me some sleep. Oh, dear. And Michelle says, good rainy morning. Michelle Green Hubbard, one of my premium members, glad to have her here. And we're watching this very closely. Now, again, if you're just joining me, let me just remind you, in a happy sense, I can give you some comfort. You need some comfort? How about some banana pudding milk? Oh, I've tried it. I have had now. I purchased 2 quarts over the weekend. It's delicious. Go Bananas for flavor. It is like the iconic Southern dessert is now a sippable treat. The all-new banana pudding by Weigel's. It's delicious. It's just bananas for flavor. If you're looking for something new, something creative, I believe Weigel's is all on top of that. It's just better when it's fresh. Farm to store in 24, and it's just better when it's with Tennessee cows. Introducing the all-new banana pudding milk. Go Bananas for flavor in stores for a limited time. By the way, as we go back, I want to go back to our maps because our temperatures, well, part of the story, it's really the wind. Visibility down about 2 miles in Oak Ridge. That has more to do with the rain. About 1 mile in Jacksboro. It could be a combination of rain and fog, but there is still some poor visibility in spots. Bigger picture shows a little bit where all that's coming from. It's coming up from Chattanooga, I-75, and so all that rain has to work its way through. Lots of cloud cover. Look at the thicker clouds, right? These are the colder cloud tops. Usually they turn blue and yellow, but when they're really cold aloft, it is turning red, and that's what we're getting on the satellite imagery. By the way, sun is up at 7:46. Won't see it, but I have a good chance, I have a good feeling, you will be able to see the sun set at 5:40. So I've got the, oh man, kind of face, yeah, it's kind of like the rain, I heard the winds, I didn't sleep well last night, now we have to deal with this. This is on the table. As far as the bus stop, for those that are going to school on time, or for those that are going at all, because they may be canceling. But 52, 52, 57, we're kind of in the 50s for Knoxville. Well, some of us may stay in the upper 40s. We'll take a look at that here, but that's where I expect to be. Most of the rain will be done before 2 and 3 p.m. as it moves from west to east. Now, my high temperatures today, 58 for Knoxville. It looks like most of us have a chance at least to get to the 50s briefly. I'm looking at Oneida. I'm looking at Wartburg. But there could be a 60-plus in places like Newport. Wouldn't be surprising, especially when the winds pick up out of the southwest, when the sun pops out later this afternoon. So my headlines here at 6:53. Heavy rain to sun. It'll be windy today. No kidding. And then some gusty snow showers and flurries tonight. Can't even rule out some rumbles of thunder. I've already heard some thunder in West Knox County this morning. Perhaps you have too. But the good news, you mean there's good news? Yes, there is. Winds slow down with some sunshine developing on Wednesday. So I'm expecting tomorrow we'll go from clouds to sunshine. Make sense? Clouds to sunshine is what I expect on Wednesday. On Wednesday. My mind was thinking ahead of myself. But if you're on the call, let me know. I'd love to say hi to you. If you're on Facebook, Curtis Owen Trotter, watching from Cleveland, Tennessee. Miss you, David. Prayers for the Dave Falk family as we lost him yesterday. Oh, my gosh, I didn't know that. Thank you for letting me know. And prayers to his family. Love the courage of your weather forecast. You're outstanding. Tammy Davis says Cobb County schools are closed today. Thank you, Tammy. I think that's the post I saw, was that Cobb County was having to close out. And again, their winds are stronger, folks. When you're talking about one school, well, that's the whole county, right? In some cases, so they have to make those decisions. Steve says this cactus full of water, no more rain. You know, we're still technically under a drought, and we're still about 4+ inches below normal from last year. So we need the rain. I know that may not be what you want to hear, but it's pouring rain in Newcomb there from Brenda Perkins. And I'm seeing Diane Carr as well. If you're on YouTube, Marilyn Bell says, everyone please be safe. Be careful of the what we call the hydroplaning. You can easily, when your tires don't make contact with the road, it can also cause issues for your braking distance. That's also an issue. We'll watch that closely. And Marilyn Bell saying, tornadoes in Alabama. My husband's lost a barn, shed, and damaged a tractor. Thank God they're okay. Wow, that is not good That is not good. I don't know if my YouTube is locked up, but I'm looking over here. Hopefully it's just my internet connection. Let's go back. Let's go back to the headlines, right? Heavy rain to sun, windy today, gusty snow showers tonight. Winds slow down later on Wednesday. It's 6:55. Here's how much more rain, or at least total rain, that we could see. Pockets of 2s are growing back into the picture. So if you have over an inch now, you might be another inch before 2 o'clock this afternoon. Between 2 and 3 is when a lot of this should start to slow down. So we'll stop the clock here tomorrow morning. This includes a little bit of the snowflakes that'll be out and about. But many of us may be closing in on that 1.5 to 2 inches plus. Now here's where you probably are going to get all excited, but for no reason. I mean, yes, we're going to get some snow showers. I said on my blog, little to no accumulation. Probably no, I'd expect no accumulation in Knoxville, but there could be sightings, and maybe we get a ½ inch in spots, right? You would be hard pressed if this verified flake for flake, 0.1 inches of snow. Nobody's going to measure 0.1 inches of snow with a ruler. Just not going to do it. It'd be like a trace, right? You're like, I got something. I got a little bit. He said I wouldn't get anything. I'm not saying you're not going to get anything. I'm just saying there's a difference between snow showers and flurries and accumulation. It's almost pointless to put out a snow map when you're really not going to amount much more than what this yields, right? It favors the horseshoe effect. And there will be many, many, many more opportunities for snow in East Tennessee this winter. And some of them may come a lot sooner than you might expect. So again, snow showers are on the table. Now down the road, I mean, you might say it gets aggressive, right? It looks like this perhaps. And if this comes to play, we may pick up 3 to 6 inches in the coming weeks. That's what this would suggest. Pink areas would be about 1 foot, but the models are still trying to discern that. They're still trying to figure this out. So until within 3 days, 3 days within an event, really won't have much confidence. I mean, we're less than 3 days from tonight. I don't expect much. Believe me, I'm on Team Snow. If I expected much, I'd be waving the flag. I've been waving the flag for the winds for several days now. So many of my premium members are probably tired of hearing me talk about those winds, but certainly snow potential down the road in the coming weeks is on the table. Here's another look at why winter's not going to just die with this particular event. Because look at the cold air, it just keeps coming around. It's like the tide at the beach. Focus on the purple, or pink if you prefer. That's usually indicative of single-digit wind chills and teens and 20s. And it comes down to Knoxville by the 14th, right? And then you say, well, it doesn't really get to Knoxville. Or does it? I'd say it's pretty cold. Any spin would be all snow by these events. And you can see it just wants to keep coming. Look at that 20th. Ooh, there it is. What's that? The 20th of January. Well, that's like 11 days away. That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of this winter that's still ahead of us, and it's going to continue right into February. So if you think this pattern is just, we're overdue. Last I checked, and my premium members know the number, it's 379. 379. If you're on Team Snow, you should know that number. That is the number of days since Knoxville has had a measurable snow. 379 days ago. It was the day after Christmas, 2022. We picked up 1.6. 1.6 inches of snow fell on the day after Christmas in 22, and that's how long we've been in a snow drought for those that really love snow. And for those of you on Team Spring, we've had some spring-like days since then, right? But we've not had any good snow days, and some of us would like to be buried in snow. I know that. Look, ask Wanda Poe. She's been screaming for 6 inches of snow in Cock County for, I don't know, weeks, if not months. Anyway, this snow pattern will continue, likely well into February. Right now, we have 53 degrees. The winds are out of the southeast at 11, and at the moment, the wind gusts might have subsided. But it's now 6:58. I got to keep moving. Valley Planner, very rainy, and then the sun will pop out. Don't let that surprise you. Temperature's about 58. Normal high is about 48 this time of year. Chance of precipitation today, 100%. I think it's 80% Friday. Another 80% on Monday. It's a pattern that just keeps on coming. And as far as severe weather, there's numerous severe storms south and east of here. If you're traveling to southern Georgia, the Carolinas, or even central Florida, take note, the severe weather is not here. Not here. But if you're traveling to Tallahassee, you're traveling to Savannah, they're going to have some breakout of nasty weather today. Charlotte, too, and Tampa, scattered severe storms there. But for us, some rumbles of thunder certainly are possible. You can see that. Not much to see tomorrow as far as severe weather. A couple of thunderstorms possible in Nevada, but that's way out there. And then on Thursday has potential for severe weather in Louisiana, southern Arkansas, and western Mississippi, and parts of Texas for their areas, but not here, as we'll find on Thursday. I think more sunshine for Knoxville. So here's how this plays out. 7 o'clock, may go a minute long, just because there's a lot of content here. But you can see once this front pushes away, that's when our chances of rain will decrease after about 2, 3 o'clock. Sun pops out, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. Well, we'll call it sun and clouds. But the winds are nasty, right? They pick up the stronger gusts. And then the rain changes to wet snow, typically the horseshoe effect, and it maybe drops a ½ inch in spots, especially for the plateau and along the Tennessee-Kentucky border. But then once we move into tomorrow midday, it's moved up to Huntington, Charleston, and away it goes. That's the way things set up. And then you can see by Thursday, it looks like this. So we've got sunshine developing on Thursday. It looks great. But then the next powerful storm system comes in on Friday. And you guessed it, it could end as some flakes. So our futurecast looks pretty messy. You'll love this if you like to see where the snow sets up, because we're zooming in, right? There's noontime. There's about 58. Sun pops out, 3:30. We're on schedule. Winds are nasty, between 1 and 5 p.m. especially. And then we go into tonight, another surge of wind and some snow in Crossville. But notice the temperatures. These are not temperatures that are conducive for sticking snow, because it's a wet snow. It's a wet ground. Temperatures are in the 40s, 30s. Wet snow showers looking at Crossville, Wartburg, areas north of Oak Ridge. Maybe Lafollette, Campbell County get some snow showers. Maybe you get a ½ inch. And you can brag to your neighbors, I got a ½ inch. The weatherman says I wouldn't get anything. I'm not saying you're not getting anything in Lafollette. I'm just saying you're not going to have a whole lot much more than a ½ inch. I suspect. That's what I'm supposing here, as these are just snow showers, right? Look how quickly they leave. 1:30 in the morning and then gone. Oh, it's gone. What is about the snow? There it is. It's gone. And then we've got clouds to sunshine tomorrow, as we'll finish tomorrow about 45. So from 58 today, 45 tomorrow. The sun will break out on Wednesday, so it's looking good there. So it's now 7:02. It is time to get to the forecast, because I know you want to know what's it going to do today. What do we expect? 58, heavy rain and windy to gusty sun. I've got wind gusts 45 to 55. We've already had a 45-mile-an-hour gust just before midnight. And by the way, I did want to take note here that yesterday's high was 50 during the day. But just before midnight, we popped up 2 more degrees. We hit 52 right before midnight, so that technically was the high yesterday, and I had us at 51. So whether it's 50 or 52, I was still off by a degree. I found that kind of amusing. Anyway, 58 in Knoxville, 58 Morristown, my expectation, 57 in Tellico Plains. Can't rule out some rumbles of thunder. If you're traveling to, say, Columbia, South Carolina, they should be in the upper 60s, and about 48 in Jackson. So that's where I see them. Tonight, 33 the low, wet snow and flurries. That rising should not be there. That is a typo from before, but it is going to be wet snow and flurries. Developing and gusty winds, still 45 to 55. So the only thing that's a typo there is my rising, because we're actually dropping to 33 tonight. That is a carryover from a previous slide. 33 for a low in Maryville, 32 in Morristown, but where it is colder, like Wartburg, 29, and Oneida, 30. They've got a chance. They certainly have a chance to pick up a ½ inch of snow in spots as these snow showers roll into town, typically along that horseshoe effect. Here's your Captain Accurate Weather Authority forecast, 7:03, just 3 minutes late. But you can see it's a chilly day tomorrow, sunshiny skies, glorious day Thursday with light winds, and then on 80% Friday, periods of rain that could end to some flakes, and we'll be watching next week, potentially, as we could go from PM rain Monday to some afternoon or evening snow. So all that is on the table for sure. Just want to say good morning to you. If you have any other comments, let me know. Mary Morgan says good morning. Vince Babinski says good morning from Louisiana. Yes, we had a 45 knot wind earlier through today. That's pretty strong. Looking over 50 there. And watching from Newport, Mary Lynn Power says hello. She's there. And the men's basketball is doing great. Go Vols. Glad to thank you for that update too. And thoughts and prayers to Dave Falk and his family. But anyway, I want to appreciate to all of you, appreciate your time. By the way, if you haven't picked up, and maybe you haven't heard about it, but there's a brand new milk at Weigel's. The banana pudding milk is delicious. If you're a fan of the dessert, you're going to go bananas for this flavor at Weigel's. It's delicious. It's only for a limited time. Of course, replace the eggnog from the holiday season. But if you want to start something new for 2024, check out the all-new banana pudding milk at Weigel's. It is delicious. It's just better when it's fresh. Farm to store in 24. It's just better when it's with Tennessee cows. Of course, we're talking about the all-new banana pudding milk. Very happy that Weigels has been a sponsor with me now for multiple years, about 3 years now. Very happy to support Weigels as they've been supporting me. By the way, make sure you pick up some of the hot coffee if you're going to be there filling up your tank. You might want to make sure that you make sure you have good air in your tires too, because that ponding on the roads could be issues for some if you're hydroplaning. Be careful today. Well, my name is David Aldridge. Some people call me Captain Accurate. It's not easy being accurate, so weather doesn't surprise you. We'll see you here next time. Take care.